let's start the review. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, guys. And it gives me absolutely no pleasure, honestly, no pleasure to record this video today. More than a review, this video is probably going to address my absolute disappointment in how good actors' potential is absolutely destroyed if the director is not able to execute his or her vision. This is exactly what I felt while walking out of the theater after watching Kanguva today. Guys, where to even begin? Let's start with the fact how excited I was to watch Surya on the big screen, because the last time I watched him was as Rolex in Vikram, and that was just like a few minutes screen time that he got where he absolutely killed it. And that's just me. I can totally understand how much his die-hard fans would have been waiting to just see him in a larger-than-life role. And Kanguva is definitely not the comeback that he deserves. I definitely would like to first highlight the redeeming qualities of this film, because there are very few. There are two redeeming qualities of this film: Surya and Bobby Deol. You can really see the effort both of them have put to get into their characters and really try to do justice to it. Unfortunately, when your arc is not written out well, as an actor, you can only do so much. And when I see actors completely give it their all for such a bad screenplay, it just breaks my heart. When I was driving back from the theater thinking about this film and its storyline, honestly, as a concept, it seems actually amazing. Two timelines, one with a modern element, second with a period drama. Then you factor in the concept of reincarnation. Then you factor in a promise that was made thousands of years back. And then you factor in a concept of a mutated human being. I mean, all these elements sound great, right? And they are, but they are only interesting if a director executes this vision properly into a film. Otherwise, you get something like Kanguva. Deep diving a little bit on the screenplay, I just don't understand why this story had to be in two timelines. This could have easily been a standalone story set in the year 2017. The 2024 timeline probably could have come in the end for the second part. And yes, there is apparently a second part that will come. The entire screenplay, which is set in the 2024 timeline, is, well, not to sugarcoat it, absolutely unbearable. I think Seva just wanted to make it sound modern or something, because you will see use of the meme templates like the sound effect of the boys, that one, and then the moe moe sound effect, which makes absolutely no sense. The camera work of this timeline is just so haphazard, and there are just so many graphics which will keep popping up. It is so distracting. I'm sure in his head Shiva thought that it will look very sleek and stylish and very, very cool, but it's not. So the first hour and the last half an hour of the film is going to be a tough watch, guys. Even if you are the biggest Surya fan on this planet, I'm sure it is going to be a tough watch. Disha Patni is also part of the film. She's part of the modern timeline. And yes, no points for guessing why she was cast in the movie. Definitely not for her acting skills. The period timeline, which is the 2017 timeline, is actually a little bit interesting. There is some sort of soul into that. The main emotional core of the film is the bond between Surya, who plays Kanguva, and a little boy. And in the film, there is a song in which Kanguva is trying to bond with the boy, because he's actually not his son, but he's trying to be a father to him. But the boy is completely averse to him. So that portion is where I could feel some emotion. And this is me being utterly positive of the screenplay. Trust me, guys. Overall, the screenplay is atrociously poor. Even if you see the actors acting it out really well, the words coming out of their mouth are so bad that you feel sorry for them. Throughout the whole film, the one thought which was coming in my mind was, Surya does not deserve this. Surya does not deserve this. When it comes to the technical aspects, the only thing which is appreciable in this film is the cinematography, and that too in parts. It tries to go larger than life, and there are places where the frames are absolutely stunning, and you really appreciate the beauty of it in the larger screen. So certain wide angle shots are really well done. But on the contrary, there are certain close-up shots, especially when the action sequences are happening, that are so poorly done. Which brings me to the editing. Along with the screenplay, the editing is one of the biggest downfalls of this film. The jumps between the modern and the period timeline is very haphazardly done. You can sense that yes, Shiva is trying to connect the two timelines, but it feels very forced. The modern timeline, as I said before, was not required at all. But since we got two different timelines with the angle of reincarnation, Still, the makers were not able to seamlessly integrate both of them. The editing of the action sequences is poorly executed. All of the action that is part of this film, and this film has a lot of action set pieces, none of them will give you any kind of emotion per se because there are too many cuts in between and the camera angle just looks off. Even though Surya and Bobby, they both have a very good screen presence during the action scenes, I don't feel intimidating. I can, yes, see the aura, but I don't feel anything. In an action set piece, Ganguva says that the forest elements are enough to lead him to a victory. And that was such a great opportunity for the director to show how so many elements from the forest can be used in your defense. But again, execution was horrible. Probably the most disappointing action set piece for me was in the climax. The past one is on a ship and the present one is on an airplane. And both of them are ridiculous. See, I am all for gravity defying stunts because when I am walking into a film like this where I know the action is going to be larger than life, I don't care about physics. Very honestly, I do not care about it. But if you're not able to execute a massy action scene properly, if it is not shot well, if it is not choreographed well, if it is not edited well, then it will not look massy. It will just look cringe. But the biggest villain of this film, it's not Bobby Deol. No, you are wrong. It's your ears. The director hates your ears. The whole of the film was so loud. I was just praying for my eardrums. I thought KGF 2 and Kabza were the loudest film that I have watched in the theaters, but no, this surpasses absolutely everything. After I left the theater, I actually posted on my Instagram stories that please, if you're watching this film, carry earplugs or cotton. I'm not kidding, guys. Please protect your ears. The sheer screaming of the actors and the loud BGM is going to take you away from any kind of emotional connect that probably would start forming between the audience and the actor. Every movie which is a period drama or highly dependent on action does not have to be a KGF or Bahubali or RRR. There are so many directors time and again who have tried to emulate this formula and they have miserably failed. And seeing Surya and Bobby Deol as part of this project and absolutely getting wasted away, it is a disappointment that I cannot describe in words. This is not a theatrical comeback that Surya deserves after giving films like Surya Ray Potru and Jai Bhim and after his stellar cameo as Rolex in Vikram. And what boggles my mind are the tall claims that directors make before the release of the film that we have made this and we have made that. Yes, marketing and promotions are important, but there's a thin line between promoting your film positively and overconfidence. And audiences are not dumb at all. They know your intent. So yeah, I was utterly disappointed after watching this film. This could have been something really amazing when I think of the concept, but unfortunately, we got Ganguva as the final product. So I personally did not like it. There could be a section of audience who probably loved this film, and to each their own, honestly. But I did not like it. And after watching films like Vadai and Kottukali, I have not reviewed Kottukali yet, but I've watched it. I will share my review soon. And there are many more amazing Tamil films that I've watched in 2024. And the industry has been on a roll with really good films. So me seeing Surya being a part of this film just breaks my heart. So yeah, that was it. That was my review, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I'm gonna sign off now. And I will see you soon on my next video. Bye!